I'm sorry, I'm vibing. Good Sunday evening to you all out there. Welcome into another episode of the Barking Brown Show. I'm Jacob, Mr. Casey Kinnaman, and Nick Carnes down below. Brought to you by our friends over at SeatGeek. So you want to go over there, get you some tickets to something, whatever it is you want to go to. Use our promo code Barking Browns, all one word, get $20 off that purchase. So that would be pretty freaking cool. Gentlemen, how are we?
I'm amazing, man. I didn't get to do what you gentlemen got to do, which we'll discuss here shortly. But I did a lot of swimming this weekend with my family.
Okay.
It's really nice. It's I've reached the point of heat where like I got a tolerance built up now. So like 97 today didn't feel like 97 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? It's just different.
Yeah.
So. But I did get a little sunburn. I'm dealing with that. But I'm more interested to hear what you gentlemen did this weekend.
We did some stuff.
We definitely did some stuff. I got some other news that I will be able to share down the road. But I think my favorite piece of this weekend might be that the three of us here, plus a certain other someone, might just be in downtown Cleveland for a Browns game this year. Perhaps. It is possible.
Man, I thought I was going to get to say that.
Sorry. I'm just looking forward to it because I still never got the blessing in my life to see this guy in real life yet, and I'm hoping that happens here shortly. But
I feel good about it. I have a good feeling.
Oh yeah. And I'll tell you what, I got chastised by everyone because I haven't seen Superman yet. So,
we did. We gave him so much shit for that.
Yeah. But we did see Fantastic Four, which. After some reflection,
spoiler. There's somebody on this screen that said that literally said "woof" during the credits. Somebody on this screen watched the Fantastic Four yesterday and went "woof." It's not Eternals, but wow. Somebody said that.
I don't like that quote.
Huh?
But
I don't like that quote. That scares me.
Just on a Browns note, Joe Flacco looks awesome, and I can't wait to see him play.
Did you say that you changed your opinion on that movie?
So I did some reflecting on it, and it just wasn't what I was expecting it to be. So spoiler-free review. It just wasn't what I was expecting it to be, and I would have liked what I think is coming in the next one. I would have liked a little more of that. Didn't get that, but overall though, the way the direction that they took it, I'm fine with that. It just wasn't. I guess I shouldn't have even had any expectations. It just I was waiting for
the. Go ahead.
I was waiting for the real pow, and I just didn't get that yet. I guess.
Without spoiling anything, there was a lot of setup in this movie because it's the introduction of this movie in the universe, in the Marvel universe. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot that has to happen that other types of movies. See?
Love you, Sam. Hey, we haven't had Sam on in a long time, man.
We'll have to get Sam back on here for too long. But yeah, so we're going to talk about the football stuff, but we'll also talk about some of the other stuff that we did. But I do recommend you go watch Fantastic Four because I had fun. If you are wanting something to redeem Fantastic Four, I think you'll be satisfied. I just think it was better. I think it was better done than the other Fantastic Four movies, like the other two iterations of it. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not talking about I liked the story or I liked the bad guy. I'm just saying it was a better movie. It was a better superhero movie than the other Fantastic Four.
Yes, it was.
So, Casey, I wish you had seen it because
I haven't seen it yet.
I know there's so much I want to ask you about. But.
Also,
it'll be between now and next Sunday. I'll see it.
Okay.
By the time we reconvene on Sunday.
Last unrelated Browns note. Apparently, the whole damn city's sold out of Pokemon cards. Can't find a poke card, no hide nor hair.
Yeah, it was hard.
I heard you were coming, bub.
They knew it. They knew I was making that truck up there and I was going to rob them blind. I did get this, though. I got this yesterday.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, so we went to training camp yesterday, and I'll reveal you. We'll do some football talk here for a little bit. And we're going to talk, too, because Kenny Pickett's been hurt since we had this conversation, which I'm still – I don't know. I didn't think he was hurt, but hamstrings are finicky. You can – felt like I pulled a muscle just standing up out of bed before. So who knows what happened there. But we went to camp yesterday. I will say that I thought that the pace of practice was ramped up a bit. It was still ramp up period, right? So it's the first 4 days of unpadded practice. They're kind of putting a little bit more on the plate each day, ramp it. So you're not full contact. You're not like in the true dog days of summer. Like you're still getting things running in terms. You're in the dog days of summer. Don't get me wrong. I just mean like it's not the middle of camp when you've been holding these 70-minute practices 5 days a week and things like that. So they're still ramping it up, but I do think that they ran more plays than I remember in previous years, which is something we wanted to see, especially in this quarterback situation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might be a little bit off on Nick. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but it did feel like they ran more plays, which is what we've been kind of asking them to do, right? Mm-hmm. Be more intense, do more things in practice. The NFL report card said that, that a lot of people don't believe the coaches use their time properly and things. That was part of the issues. But I thought they maximized that out there. But Joe Flacco is head and shoulders above the rest of that group right now.
Yep.
And Shedeur had a great day. Dylan had some moments, and Shedeur made a throw. I think my jaw is still on the ground in Berea from that touchdown throw in the corner to Luke Floria. I did see Pete say that, and it's like maybe, who knows? I don't think Kenny Pickett would agree to do that though, because I don't think he's on a guaranteed spot. So I understand what the point is there, but I don't think he's got a guaranteed roster spot, so I don't know why he would do that. When Flacco's out there, they look like a legitimate NFL offense. When Flacco's running the process, running the huddle, running the plays, all that stuff, the arm is not going to be an issue. If there is a Flacco issue this year, put that up there real quick.
Oh, I'll put it up there. There it is.
Far from it. It's all camera angles, lighting, you know what I mean? Maybe the hoodie. Your boy's not skinny, that's for sure.
So, I mean, you do look good, though.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I've been putting in the work and not eating junk food at night. It's a rough life.
It's rough. You can ask Nick. I housed like 5 cookies on Friday night.
Hell yeah.
I'll be back. Don't worry, I'll be back.
Big cookies.
Just not doing it now.
My wife.
I just, Jacob, to add to this, because we talked about this, they put out the camp quarterback tracker, like the stats or whatever. And we both did. We both got an up close and personal view of how misleading those are. Because if you just looked at it, you would have said Shedeur was head and shoulders above everybody else. And granted, he had the best throw of the day to Luke Floria. That was a beautiful touchdown. Holy moly. But if you just sit there and you watch the practice as an entirety, I don't think there's any conclusion you can come away with other than Joe Flacco's the best quarterback out there. And the stats, right. that little stat thing does not give you that picture. But I am telling you that both of us sat there, and Andy and Brad both agreed that Joe was the best quarterback out there.
All right. So I'm the guy that's not there, so I'm asking questions now. What was the I know that I heard from you and some others that they're a little bit heavy on the motion. You're seeing more motion-centric stuff. Is that more present when Flacco's on the field? Or are the other quarterbacks getting to the line in time to have the motion ran.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Oh. Go ahead.
I think I noticed the most when Flacco was out there, and probably the second most. It's clear to me that they are trying to get Dylan Gabriel as many reps as possible, and so I definitely noticed a similar type plan with Dylan. So, but it looked so much more like a real offense with Joe. I can't, like, there was one point where they were just doing 7-on-7s, which I know you're not going to get the motion there, but the only quarterback that threw completed a pass more than 5 yards down the field was Flacco. And then they go to team, and it looked like everything that we saw previously with Joe. I know it's practice. I understand that. It just, I cannot emphasize enough how, like, it's not to say that Pickett and Gabriel and Shador didn't all have their moments, but Joe just looks like he's ready. That's just what it looks like to me. And yes, especially with Fannin, Harold, I don't think, I know Jacob, you said David Njoku was out there. I didn't see him catch a pass for the whole day, but they were moving Harold Fannin around, all around, which was really interesting to me. He was highly involved.
Yeah, they put him out wide and in the slot, and they also ran a couple motion plays with Fannin where he started up outside, and then he with a wide receiver inside of him, and then he would run in motion and get him. He would end up being the inside.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I got more questions. Personnel grouping wise, what are we looking at primarily? Are we looking at 3 wide receiver sets, 2 tight end sets? What are they? What do you see them leaning on more right now?
It was definitely more traditional stuff. I think more traditional Stefanski things. They did play plenty of 3 wide receivers, but a lot of the time that 3rd wide receiver was Harold Fannin. Like he got some serious run out there. Well, like I said, like they were motioning him into the slot from the outside. Like they were doing some things where the first thing I noticed about Harold Fannin was the way they were using it. Like that was the first when it popped, when I was like, oh, that the guy that just caught my attention was Harold Fannin, was because of them running him in different types of motions. I believe he was in the backfield once or twice, and he was. I think they motioned him out into the slot from the backfield, and I'm like, oh, so we're being creative again. Yeah. I was like,
so what's the ratio from like under center to shotgun stuff?
I think it was pretty evenly split because they didn't have pads on. So I think the way it felt pretty evenly split, because I'm thinking there was a lot of under center stuff in 11 and 11s, especially early. A lot of 12 personnel and 13 personnel, like a lot of those groupings, because one thing that I noticed and I said a million times was just how fast the defense was. And so what you were seeing is the quarterbacks were starting on, especially when they were starting under center, by the time they hit their drop, there was 3 guys in their lap. Yeah. Like Mason Graham was popping. Joe Tryon Shoyinka, man, he looks bigger and still very fast. like still looks pretty fast. And so they were closing in on him quickly. And I think they were trying to get, especially the rookies, because the rookies just look uncomfortable. They look uncomfortable.
Which is, this isn't a slight on them. That's to be expected. There are levels to this shit.
It's correct. 4 days into training camp, and you just watched Myles Garrett pretend to kill you again. Because he didn't hit you, but he was there. He was breathing on your neck. Like, I don't care how many times I see Myles Garrett in person, I will still be blown away by the physical feats that he can.
One of one.
They got the defense one time, which was pretty cool to see, because I saw the Nick Chubb screen, but it's to Dylan Sampson. But they got all those guys are crashing down. They're getting pressure in their faces. And so they set up like the signature, like like that screenplay was the same screenplay that I watched in the 2020 playoff game that Nick Chubb housed and iced the game, and it was so cool. I'll tell you what, Dylan Sampson looks quick, man. Like he's out here just left, right. Like there were a couple where like he didn't let people near him. That was super fun to see, and you could see that they're using him in a variety of ways, especially with Quinshawn not being there. So that was cool. You know what? I have never appreciated more a team drafting 2 running backs, because you could see that because Jerome Ford's not there right now. Yeah, right. So they're giving Dylan those reps, man. Like Dylan is the guy that they're going to, and I thought that was interesting because it's a lot to put on a 4th round rookie, but they're giving it to him, and he looked good.
Yeah, he was quick. Yeah, and I agree. I see the comments in the yeah, it's an unpadded practice. Take all of that with a grain of salt. Like you're 100% correct about that, but it's what we have right now. So yeah.
We talked about this. Jacob brought this up, actually.
Yeah.
Between Njoku and Fannin, I think as long as Flacco's healthy enough to play, I think that's going to be clutch.
Which, Casey, I want to ask you this too, because I asked Jacob and Brad this at camp, because everybody keeps talking about, can Flacco last? How many games will he actually be able to play? And my question, and I understand Joe hasn't played a full season in a long time, and that's not for injury reasons. So my question was, when was the last time that Joe Flacco had a significant injury? Because he's been really durable as far as like being out there taking hits, like just show, being able to do it. I mean, I can't remember the last time he had some type of injury, and I'm knocking on wood as I say it.
I can't remember him having a season-ending injury. I think he's had some concussions earlier in his career.
Sounds right.
Okay.
But I don't remember like a shoulder or an ACL. You know what I mean? I can't. You're right. But he's been benched for play, and it's fair because he hasn't. 2017 be the last time he played the full season, I believe. I don't know. But here's the thing I'm looking at it, because me and Brad were talking about it on Thursday night on All Eyes, and it was like Brad wants 6 games out of him. Okay. That's cool and all. I don't want to put a cap on it. You know what I mean? Like, if I had to put money right now, will he make all 17? I highly doubt it. And that's, maybe that's me being pessimistic. Maybe it'll surprise us all. But I don't want to put a cap on it and say only 6 games, 8 games. Like, as long as you're winning games and he's,
So
I'm not venturing just to find out what we have if we're winning games, which we've seen before.
I'll tell you this, Casey. Jacob looked at me and he was like, is DeJuan Jones working on abs?
Dude, he's walking around. Oh my God. Yes, I'm glad you brought this up. So I'm standing there, and this is like as players are slowly filtering onto the field because practice hasn't started yet, right? They're starting to drift out. Denzel Ward, by the way, to start practice was standing off to the side about 10 minutes before everybody else came out on the jugs machine so that he stops dropping interceptions. That was really cool. Oh, hey, that's cool. We got somebody in here. It's a Patriots fan. Oh, glad you're here, friend.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know why you get stuff from us either, but, probably the Vrabel thing, because Vrabel tags are probably tied to Browns tags from him being there last year. That may be something like that. Like, I don't know. That would be my guess.
We'll see y'all week 8.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. DeJuan.
Shoot. DeJuan, yes. Yeah. So people are, they're kind of filtering out, and I'm like, I'm looking just at, there's Ethan Posick. Ethan Posick was the first one on the field, actually, interestingly enough. When we were coming in, he was already on the field, and that was like 45 minutes before practice. Anyway, so I'm looking around, and I'm like trying to figure out where DeJuan Jones is, and it's true. He looks like a different person. And when I saw him, I'm like, that's got to be him. He had his shirt all the way up to his chest. So I couldn't see for sure if that was 79 because his number was crunched up. And he turns off to the corner and he's like, I'm like, are those abs? I'm like, what the hell? This is crazy. It looks like a completely different person. It's insane.
It does. It really does.
And
I'll tell you what, seeing him out there. Sorry, Casey, go ahead.
No, it's just like it's on two things. Like I'm stoked that he did this for himself, but he also had to do this. There was like his way forward was to take his conditioning super serious because he has every other tool. You know what I mean? Like so that was the one piece missing from his arsenal because his frame's ridiculous. His footwork's insane for him. They don't make humans that big that move their feet like that. And they're called left tackles when they show up on Earth. You know what I mean? But he's shown us that he's unable to put a healthy season together, and we can't say it's all due to his weight. You know what I mean? He's just an immense human being. But I'm just pumped he took it serious, and I'm gonna be the full-time left tackle, man. Let's solve the equation and not have to worry about it for the next 5 to 8 years at all. Like that would be amazing, and that's what I'm hoping we see from it. So I'm pumped he got in shape.
Yeah, dude.
There's so much hope because Jacob and I were talking about this at camp. We're like, oh, hey, look, there's Jack Conklin. He's just out there having a grand old time, not rehabbing from an injury. And then we were looking at Joel Batoni, and we're like, hey, Joel looks pretty good. And I think you know what you're going to get from Wyatt Teller. I'm not sure about Posick, but I have high hopes for returning to Kevin Stefanski's offense. So it's like all of a sudden it's just like I think arguably the offensive line rehab or lack thereof was one of the biggest issues entering the last season. Yes. And as it stands, it just looks like that's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, and when Joe came out and said, he's like, hey, if there's one group you don't need to worry about, it's those guys. What Joe doesn't understand is I'm still going to worry. I'm still going to worry about them. But
right.
The fact that they're healthy going into it is just, compared to where you were 1 year ago and we didn't know who either tackle was going to be. We didn't know what was happening.
We didn't even know who the swing tackle was going to be.
Good. But we can't also ignore the fact that these dudes, 4 of the 5 are over 30 or older. You know what I mean? That's right. So, but I like the depth, and it's just hard to judge too, because like you're seeing a non-padded practice, but like, even if it was padded, do you know who they're going up against?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like DeJuan's going to get beat by Myles Garrett consistently throughout camp. And that's not an indictment on DeJuan.
No.
You know what I mean? Like that's the rule of the game. You're blocking the guy. You know what I mean? But it'll make everything else easier once you get into the season.
It was
there was a play, Casey, where Malik Collins just swims. Sorry, not swims. Rips, and he was on Kenny Pickett before Kenny even looked down the field, which was pretty cool to see. We're like, oh, hey, 96 Collins.
The ball was in his hand, and I was like, huh? like I said this so many. That defensive line is fast, man. All of them, first team, second team.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was what was apparent to me. Like it's apparent to me. Like people, like I was on Sports for CLE last week, and Dave asked me like how realistic it is, or how confident are you that this is a top 10 that this unit ends up being top 10? Like how
defense or just the defensive line?
Defense. And I said, I am very confident that they end up in the top half of the league. Like I think on talent alone, if they stay healthy, they should be at least a top 16 defense at worst. When I was out there, I'm like, now this is all contingent on once pads come on, they can replicate that stuff. So there's still big steps they need to take, but the talent is there. Like, it just, the quarterbacks had no shots on majority of the plays. Like they just had no shot. That defense, if healthy, young guys have got to take a step forward, but the talent is there. The physical talent is.
Well, let's stay on the defensive side of the ball and talk for a second. Jordan Hicks retired. Kind of came out of left field, kind of hit us out of nowhere, right? So what did you think of that room, seeing him live? And I got a disclaimer because, Jacob, you always say you always forget about someone, like whether it's Malik Collins or you'll forget that someone. I forgot about Nathaniel Watson. All weekend I was going over the remaining linebackers that are still there, and he never popped into my head until like today. So
I brought him up to Jacob.
That group.
While we were sitting there, I brought Watson up to Jacob. And I was like, hey, man, what do you think? There's an opportunity here, no?
Yeah.
From everything he can show you, Carson Schlesinger looks the part. Like, I did not feel like, and we've heard the reports that he's had the green dot. I do not feel like the defense was very misaligned. Like it wasn't like he was not relaying the play call properly. So he's at least handling himself in the huddle properly. I think, because they're all getting the freaking plays, and then like he just looks like he's up to speed. He's ready. He's covering the ground. He's confident. I think he put on some muscle. I think he's bigger.
Mm-hmm.
He's bigger than I expected him to be. And as much as we can see, like, Jordan Hicks is a blow. That stinks.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be okay. I'm like all super hyped right now, though.
And we're kind of just jumping over the fact that the JOK is not there.
Yeah.
And it's still like you feel good about the group. Who sat out of the linebackers? Who didn't practice? Who did you not see? Because I got questions about each of them.
I saw Watson on the sidelines a lot, but I also saw Jerome Baker in there, which funny story. When I was going to a Browns-Dolphins game in 2023, I think it was 2 years ago now, I got stranded in a New York airport with Jerome Baker's cousin. And she and I talked about that a lot because, he's from here. And she was flying down because, the Browns are playing the Dolphins. And I got to talking to her. And at the time, she's like, yeah, Jerome still loves Cleveland, And lo and behold, a couple of years later, he signs with the Browns, which is pretty cool. Awesome. She was really nice. Find a lot of people in airports because But anyway, I think Baker's probably he's 28, right? He's a guy that has been a solid player, and I think he's going to get more of an opportunity now. He's a veteran. He's been there before, but he's not too old to make something happen.
So when they went ones, who was next to Swesh?
It was Jerome Baker mostly, wasn't it?
It was Baker?
Yeah.
I know the practice before it was Bush, so I just wondered if they were
trying Bush got a good run. Bush got a good run too. I think Baker edged him out, but I saw a lot of Bush and Baker.
At any time did you see a 3 linebacker set? Were they is it Diabate coming in as the Sam?
You know what?
I'm sure they did it, but I don't remember.
He was. I'm glad you brought up Diabate because I forget he exists, and I saw him standing on the sidelines a lot more than I expected to.
In this rotation, he looks like he would be a Sam candidate. I'm just wondering who, but I'm not saying the other. I mean, Bush has filled that role before too. They can kind of be multiple in that scenario.
Do you hear that dog?
Yeah. He's a dog's having a great time.
Good Lord. He's standing there squeaking the shit out of that thing.
Buster's a rambunctious fella.
Oh, God. He loves it. Sometimes you just have to pause whatever you're watching on TV and let him get the squeakies out because you ain't hearing shit. By the way, ask us if we both made it through an hour and a half movie on a Friday night at 9 p.m. You ask us if we were both able to do that.
Did you guys make it through Happy Gilmore 2 on Friday night?
I did.
I did not. I sure tried.
He looks me dead in the eyes at 10:30. I'm out. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay.
To be fair, so I get up at about 3 a.m. for work, and most of the time I nap afterwards. But I tried to sleep, but couldn't do it. I was too excited. Jacob was coming, and we were going to camp, and there's a lot of excitement.
The night before Christmas, boy, you can't do that.
I'll tell you what. I had some plans. I took him to a card shop in an office that he's
in an office building basement. It was weird.
It is weird, but it's cool.
It was a cool place. It was an awesome store, but I was like, what is this doing here?
Right. So, but I had plans, we got some Nashville hot chicken pizza. I was thinking about that.
Nice.
And I just couldn't
pickles on it.
Pickles?
Oh, yeah, it did have pickles on it.
I mean, the Nashville hot chicken sandwich has pickles on it.
Yeah, but I just didn't expect a pickle on the pizza. It was awesome.
Listen, MC, I will hang with you. I'll tell you what, I had been up since 3 a.m., sir, and slept like 4 hours before that. So it was like we hit 10:30, and I was done. I was done. So, but I'll hang with you, MC. Absolutely.
All right, last question for the defense. Hickman.
Oh, I had him on my list, man. I wrote it up over at the OBR if you guys haven't seen it. But you can go check that out over at theobr.com. But I wrote up my standouts. I wanted to do from a player standpoint just because it was something that I would have liked to read, So like that's what I really try to do is like do it from a standpoint of like, what do I feel like people want to know this in this format? And that's what I like try to do. So, and Ronnie Hickman was on that list. There was a couple. He made a really athletic pass breakup. I think the ball was high anyway, and I'm not sure if it was going to get caught. But he goes one-handed up like this and just launches in the air. And I'm sorry, I didn't know that you were that level of an athlete.
Yeah,
right. Not trying to be a dick or anything. Like it was like an impressive feat that I was just a little surprised. You can tell why that team is so confident that he can do it. Now we got to see him do it.
Yeah,
see him do it. But on Saturday, it felt like I said, okay, I see the vision. Because I said that about the offense. As much as the offense struggled, I can see how that offense could score 24 points and win a game because of that defense. I could see that. It was very evident and clear to me. And so I love when you can go and see the vision and you don't leave going, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, what are they doing here? And
right.
There's a lot to work on, but I think I'm very much happy with what I saw, I guess.
To your point about efficient time usage, in my opinion, there were way less individual drills, way less like just standing around there while special teams work. Like the other guys were working while the special teams were working this time. And you would say, well, wouldn't they be doing that normally? And the answer last year was no. So that was nice to see. And I just want to say about Mikey Trees. I noticed Jerry Jeudy. He stood out. He looks like he's just an alpha and like the guy that the Broncos.
He could go on another level. He could take another step this year.
He looks great.
Physically, he looks amazing.
But the only other wide receiver, in my opinion, that stood out to me was DeAndre Carter. He caught a couple of nice touchdowns in red zone drills.
He did. He had a toe tapper. Drag that was a really good throw. I think it was Dylan Gabriel or Kenny Pickett.
He's Pickett, I think.
Gut feeling. Do you think he makes the final 53?
Who?
Carter.
He had a couple of those manufactured touches.
He did.
Those end around jet sweep things.
Jet sweeps.
Because
No, Kevin can't help himself. He can't help himself.
He's wanted this for so long.
I will say, when they were running special teams, when he was returning a couple of kicks, He's explosive. Like, straight line getting from the he's pretty quick and he accelerates really well. Like, so you're like, I could see why you would think you could do something with this, and they're going to. So if you asked me this a week ago, I would have said no, because I have a hard time with a guy that's just a returner.
But if they're going to manufacture touches for him, and
when you see
that he gets 10 snaps a game and then returns,
especially because you could tell the depth in that room is not great. With David Bell and Mikey Trees not practicing, it was lacking. Like,
so what would you see out of Thrash? Anything jump off the page, or
I thought he
blended in? He
kind of blended in. He didn't really stand out, good or bad. He had a couple of nice grabs. He had a touchdown, I think, in 7. No, that was on team 11 on 11. It was about the middle of practice or so. He had a nice touchdown pass.
From who? It
was in the left corner of the end zone. It wasn't Flacco. Flacco threw 2, and I think they both.
I think it's Gabriel. I think it was Gabriel.
Yes. Yeah, it was probably Dylan Gabriel. But you can see, like, there's not a lot of passes I felt went his way. So I don't know that he had that much of an opportunity, like, in terms of targets.
I'll just say, and I'm biased, go Flashes. Luke Floria was all over.
He just gets open and catches the ball.
He does, man. He caught the best pass of the day. And he was one of the guys, especially on 7-on-7s, while all quarterbacks not named Flacco were struggling. Like, Floria got missed by Gabriel on a pretty, like, probably like a 18-ish yard shot that he was open and probably maybe could have housed. Yeah. And Gabriel just flat missed him, man.
Yeah, he just missed him.
Yeah. Yeah. Floria was that was interesting to me because, like, could he make the roster?
You know who he reminds me of, and they're not the same build, but when I describe them as a player, he reminds me of Rashard Higgins, because with Higgins, that's what you said. Is he a crazy athlete? No, he's not a bad athlete, but, like, that's not Jerry Jeudy. It's like he's not an Amari Cooper route runner, like,
yeah,
but he understands how to get open.
Yep. And
he's reliable. He will catch the ball when he's open. When you throw to him, if you put it in his catch radius, and he's a smaller wide receiver, so he's limited in that catch radius, but if you get it there, he's going to catch it.
We love you. Thank you for hitting that like button.
But yeah.
I
think outside of Jeudy, the most impressive pass catcher to me was Fannin.
I love that, dude. You have no idea how much I love to hear that.
Fannin, Casey, it was one of those situations where I went into it with what I wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the things that I wanted to see that I got to see. And I was like, yes, good. Because I really wanted – I'm with you. I wanted to see – it's like, go watch what Bowling Green did with him.
Yes.
And just remember that he's the only good thing they had on offense. And everybody and their mother knew it. And he still did what he did.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I see him in there. And Brad's like, he's lined up at H-back. I'm like, what? Because I think I had, like, looked down or something like that, because they were just plays, man. They were just ripping them out.
They were.
And so if you looked away,
When we did the training camp preview on the OBR on Monday night, for those who had probably listened audio only because of the snafu, but I was asked, like, what's one storyline that's not getting enough, that you think is important, it's not being talked about. And it was how quick do they throw Fannin in the deep end, and can he swim? Because his versatility and skill set can make you one of the most versatile 12 personnel teams in the league, because of his alignment problems he can pose, and it's just good to hear that is the vision You know what I mean?
I mean,
think
like I said,
it opens up so many pages of your playbook that you've never had before because you've never had a second tight end with those abilities.
Right.
Yeah, it was just I kept noticing him, and when I was noticing him, he was doing something different.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know, you're like, I'm like, was that Fanning? Was he just all the way lined up on the other sideline and he came running into the slot?
Like, honestly, they kind of, you know what's interesting is you like watch the Bowling Green stuff and you see how Bowling Green used Harold Fannin, and then you looked at that camp and you're like, man, they're doing a lot of the stuff that Bowling Green did with Harold Fannin, and that was cool to see. Like I said, he's lining up in the backfield. He's the most
simple, man.
Yeah. It's like,
don't make this harder than it needs to be.
They've definitely put a lot on his plate
early. Throw him in the deep end, man. If he can swim, dude. I'm looking forward to creating mismatches.
So I saw that Deontay Johnson caught a touchdown. I did not personally see it because, like Jacob said, like you look down for a second and you miss it. So we must have both missed it because I did see the clip of it later.
I did too, yeah.
But I didn't really see much. Like I said, it was Jerry Jeudy, it was Luke Floria, it was DeAndre Carter, it was Harold Fannin, and those are like the non-running back skill positions that stood out to me offensively.
And I think it wasn't. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
And I think it wasn't necessarily the wide receivers playing bad as much as I thought the defensive that secondary had just an energetic day. Like they were just covering a lot of
their best.
Yeah, they were ramped up, right? I think that whole defense came out revved up. Second day in front of fans. It's a Saturday morning after you had an afternoon practice the day before. It wasn't very hot.
Yeah. And it was the last practice of the block too.
Yeah.
You know, they had a day off coming right after it.
Because they did a lot of 7-on-7s, and there, aside from Flacco, there was either guys were draped over them and they're throwing like these contested weird balls that kept getting batted, or Gabriel and Pickett just flat out missed a couple open opportunities, and so like I just didn't keep who was open because there were a couple opportunities where guys were open and Gabriel and Pickett both just threw balls that there were groans in the crowd. Yeah. It was that type of situation.
Never good.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. That that was not great. Yeah. I think this defense is going to be pretty good.
I do too, man.
All right. Let's transition from camp to some current events. We signed a running back today, and I'm sure you can tell me all about him, Jacob.
It's Toa Tua.
We signed a running back?
Yeah.
How did I not know?
Running back today from the UFL.
Okay. Because we were talking about this. Casey, you are on point today because we were talking about this. We're like, who's going to be the third running back? You know, like what are they going to do there?
I could be wrong. This feels like it might be just a camp thing just to get through till you get Judkins, but I don't know anything about him, so I'm looking forward to hearing what Jacob has to say.
Toa,
an article about him today.
Toa Ta.
Oh, go! You're going to give that to one more again.
Oh man, Toa Taua.
Toa Taua.
Tua Taua, something like Toa Taua.
Can we nickname him?
The bowling ball.
Okay, you tell me this. This is the question I want to know from you. Do I need to learn his name? How long is he going to be here? What do you think?
He's definitely a long shot, right? So you're looking at a guy that was a 5-year player at Nevada. So he comes out in the very productive, comes out in the 2023 draft. He had the COVID year. I think 2019 was his freshman year. So there was the COVID year, and he ends up being a 5th year. Bringing up his stats right here. Let's see. So in college, he had 59 career games. He had 855 carries, a little 3,995 yards, 33 rushing touchdowns, like 4.7 somewhere around there yards per carry. But here's the big one: he had 163 receptions for almost 1,200 yards and 4 receiving touchdowns. He has a limited skill set. Very clear to me that it's a limited skill set, but that skill set is exactly what they don't have. A short yardage power back who's also a really reliable pass catcher out of the backfield on third down. That's what he is. I talked to Bill Sparks in the comments, and he said it really well. He's Kevin Falk. He's Diet Kevin Falk with more power and less speed. So you just kind of see. There you go.
All right, Bill. Pass pro. What's his pass pro like?
Inconsistent but willing. So inconsistent but willing. He's powerful enough. 5'9", 220. He's kind of a bowling ball.
Okay.
He only had so he played 7 games this year in the UFL for the Michigan Panthers. He had 81 carries for 357 yards and 6 touchdowns. The 6 touchdowns led the UFL, and they were all like within 5 yards of him. And it was just him, a whole defensive line collapsing, and him just running through them. And it's like he does 2 things really well: short yardage, power, and he catches the ball really well out of the backfield. I think he's more likely like a practice squad call up if someone's injured.
Cool. Yeah.
But he has a shot to make that practice squad because what things he actually does well, they don't have right now with Judkins out.
It's kind of like the Jawan Briggs situation last year, where it was like, yeah, maybe he's not gonna make the team right out the gate, but he is one of the few body types. Which Jawan still, I saw him yesterday. He looks like a tank, man. Holy calves! But he was just one of the few guys, aside from Dalvin Tomlinson, that the Browns had that was like that body type. So maybe because that's what we were talking about. We were like, well, they need a power back because Dylan Sampson's a lot of things. He is not a power back, at least in my opinion. He's got more than
you
think, but that's not a strong point of his game.
Yeah, he can do the short yardage stuff, but you don't want to ram him up front that many times.
He's
you want to utilize him in space as much as possible. But like his 27 touchdowns, he'll get it across the goal line.
Yeah. Also found him in the airport.
It's crazy, right?
Actually, find everybody in the airport. But yeah, it just seems like they need somebody that's like going to take those.
Is it not me this time?
I don't know what's going on.
Is it me?
I see you. You're talking.
Oh, okay. So he's gone?
Or we're gone and he's live right now. I don't know.
He's the only one.
I don't know. Something's happening.
So I'm going to assume we're
I was
still
bummed
alive.
that they didn't. I was bummed they didn't go get Aiden Robbins.
Yeah.
I was bummed. Because I see him in the gym, and I'm hoping an NFL team calls him soon.
Yeah.
He'd fill the power back, big bruiser scenario. All right, MC's telling us it's not us, it's Nick.
I just got a text from Nick. His power went out.
That happened to me during the OBR Monday night kickoff last week. I had a tree come down at the front of my lane.
I don't know how we're going to stop the stream when we get to the end of the show, though, because he's the one. He's the only one that can stop the stream.
Yeah. MC just called you Jason.
Whoa.
What's up, Jason?
What's up? Oh my god. Oh shit. I'm trying to text Nick back because I'm like, who's gonna stop the stream?
We just can't leave now. This is where we live.
Dude.
Special 5-hour edition.
I got
laundry to do.
He's He's like, I can't be here forever. And I'm like, yeah, let me filibuster for a second.
All right. So, just like you guys, I'm catching all these clips. The people who haven't been fortunate enough to go to a training camp, I think this defense is going to be special. Every time I watch anything, and I know it's not padded. I just think they're different. I just think this defensive front's being slandered nationally right now. Everybody looks at it as Myles Garrett and some other guys. I think that it's going to be special. And I think that there's a possibility they set the single season sack record for Cleveland.
What is it?
I believe 53. It was 45 back in 89. Big Daddy Harrison and Michael Dean Perry, Anthony Pleasant. But the 93 team that went to the playoffs, they had, I think, 53.
Okay. I'm just laughing because I'm not. We have no exit strategy.
It's just raw dog it.
It's just like, oh well, we'll just see.
I'll tell you what, Chris. Aiden Robbins was super cool in person, man. He's a real humble dude. He's putting in work every day. Some days I don't even see him. I just see him leave. He's in rooms I don't even go into. They do like crazy plyometric stuff.
Yeah.
I stay in the meathead section where I belong.
I'm just over here. I'm just gonna lift some heavy circles for a little bit.
We'll try to.
Yeah, it did. It was more than just Myles Garrett. Yeah, it was definitely super explosive from pretty much everybody that was out there. I just kept thinking like, oh my God, these guys are really fast.
And I just think nationally the reason that it's going the way that it is people don't know McGuire and Wright.
Yeah.
McGuire's in the same position this year that Emerson was 2 years ago. You played well and you're early on in your career, but you don't have the name. No one, you know what I mean? You don't have that respect. I saw some Myles versus DeJuan on the tape. How was that in person? Was it just DeJuan playing catch up?
Yeah, pretty much. It was just
either, man.
And I thought DeJuan was moving fine. Yeah, I thought he was clearly moving better than he did when he was at the bigger size, and it was like I said this.
Garrett's the greatest athlete to ever play that position.
I said this recording in a podcast for the OBR that'll air tomorrow, but I was recording it before this. I said this with Sam. I said, if you were to blink the second the play is snapped, by the time you open your eyes half a second later, it will look like Myles Garrett teleported.
Yeah.
Sure.
6'4" and change, 270. That's not right, man.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. No, Connie, it's a good point. Like he can learn a lot of stuff from going up against Myles Garrett,
and everyone else will seem slow. It's just no one's got that first step. And if they do, we're talking like a player like Micah Parsons, who's 30 pounds less.
Yeah.
If we're looking at someone with a comparable step.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's but you're going to see he's going to see studs all year.
I don't know. I texted somebody to see if he could help us with our problem. And
he just texted.
I am ready to end the stream. Let me know when you guys want to do it.
We could probably just go ahead and
yeah, we can cut it. It's just been a disaster.
We did the thing. Sorry, guys, we weren't able to do a 8-hour pod tonight.
Yeah, just kill it when you can.
All right, killing it, and good job, guys.